The work that's involved in this exhibition has been going on both here in the US and in China for over 5 years now. The focus of the research is one specific Buddhist monument, 2 clusters of caves in southern Hebei province. This site is probably the crowning achievement of the Northern Qi dynasty. Very short dynasty, only ruled 27 years from 550 to 577 AD, so late 6th century. Because it was so short, they didn't leave too many achievements. But Shangtangshan, the cave temples monographed, featured in this show, can really be seen as their lasting achievement. The show features sculptures that were originally made for these caves, but were removed from the site in the early 20th century, finding their way into collections in Europe, the US, and even Japan. So the show brings together pieces that have not been together for probably a century. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Why the research took so long was trying to match these objects that were removed from the caves with their presumed original locations within the caves. To do this, in addition to old-fashioned art historical research and connoisseurship, we used 3D digital scanning, both of the fragments themselves and of the different caves, so that we could match removed fragments, chiefly the rough edges at the back and bottoms of fragments, with bodies and other features that are still left in the cave. So we now have a fairly clear idea where all of the objects in this show were originally created to be placed in the caves themselves. By putting the caves back together, by putting the objects, figures and fragments back in their original locations, it allows us to have a much clearer idea of the Buddhist content of the caves, and from an art historical point of view, the stylistic development that occurred during this very short 27-year period. The site itself, where the caves were excavated, are essentially limestone outcroppings. So the stone of the site is limestone. All of the images would have been painted originally. On some of them in the exhibition you can see traces of pigment even today, but this isn't 6th century pigment, it's not original, but the caves, the images would have been repainted, regilded, redecorated from time to time over the centuries. It's not just an archaeological or art historical site, but it is still an active site of Buddhist worship. And when one visits the site today, you see a whole range of visitors, from local people coming to make offerings on the various altars in the caves, to what might be called culture tourists like me, coming from a kind of curiosity or interest in looking at the site today, to even local people looking for a place to relax and be in the mountains. We have, as an intro feature to the exhibition, a video that takes you from the nearby market town up the mountains to the caves, and you see a group of guys playing cards, other people coming to just enjoy an outing from the city. So that the current state and use of the site is very, very interesting. It continues to play a very important role in the lives of the local people.